Hey Insurance, this is Tony Cañas, Chief Motivational Officer at Insurance Nerds and InsurTech Client Advisor at the Jacobson Group. Among people who call into chatwithtony.com for career advice, one of the most common recurring issues I see is people who don't have time to invest in themselves. This comes up most often with claims people who unfortunately very often tend to be buried under 100 to 200 claims pending. This has only been getting worse as the talent crisis in our industry gets multiplied by the worker shortage of the last 6 months in the overall economy, leading vacancies to take longer to get filled. I think there are two key questions that I will try to answer. One, who is in charge of your career development? It's not your manager. Your manager's role is to make sure that the work your team has to handle gets handled in time and with acceptable quality. Your manager probably doesn't get measured on how many of his people get promoted or grow into other areas of the company. It's also not HR's job. Their job is to make sure that the work environment is proper and to handle things like benefits and the creation of a tuition reimbursement program, but it's up to you to take advantage of that program. It's not even learning and development's job. Their job is making sure that you're properly trained to handle the role you're in today, not to prepare you for the future. They probably make sure some optional training is available to you, but it's up to you to actually make the time to take it. Unfortunately, the person responsible for your mid and long-term career development is you. What happens very often, especially in heavy workload roles like claims, is that people end up working long hours, 60 or 70 hours a week, to keep their head above water. And of course, at the end of the week, they have no brain power left to do anything that can actually help them grow to a better role in the future. Which brings us to a second question. What do you owe your employer? In a frontline role like claims, you owe your employer an honest 40 hours of work per week, being as efficient as possible to get as much work done with good quality in that period of time. If you're being given more than 40 hours worth of work per week because the department is overloaded and understaffed, that is not your problem. That's the department leader's problem. That's why they're paid the big bucks. My advice is simple. Number one, have a conversation with your boss and ask for the tools and for coaching to help you become more efficient so that you can get the work done without working crazy hours. And number two, stop working after you've worked the hours that you owe your employer and use that extra time to sharpen your saw. That's the only way that you're going to grow out of this role. Remember, you are in charge of your own career development. This issue really has become kind of endemic, and I think even more during the pandemic, where we're all working from home, and it's easy to really get swallowed into your work and forget the time, so to speak. Don't let that happen to you. Don't be one of the many people calling me saying that they've done nothing other than keeping an eye on or other than handling the claims on their desk, and they have done nothing to actually grow their skill set, nothing to actually grow to a better role within the industry or a higher level job within claims. You are in charge of your own career. The only way to do that is to make time for your self-development. Nobody has time. You have to make time. Thank you. I hope that this was useful.